Hey, this is Coach Brian Young for fantasy sports fans with your Week 8 Inside NFL tips. Hey, the first game on tap, let's start with this game. Let's start with the Jets versus the Bengals. Now, the Cincinnati Bengals have begun to figure it out what it's going to take to be an elite team in the NFL. So they're going to win this football game. And if you've got Geno Smith as your starting quarterback, sit him this week. The Bengals should shut him down. But I tell you what, if you've got the Bengals defense, go ahead and start them because the Bengals defense should do very well against Geno Smith, the rookie who's prone to mistakes. And like I said, the Bengals have got this thing figured out. Let's talk about the Redskins going to Denver to play the Broncos. How about this? You better start RG3 this week. Robert Griffin III has figured things out. He's back to being the RG3 that he was last year. In the last two games, 161 yards rushing. That's going to continue. And he's been more effective throwing the ball downfield to Pierre Garcon. Now, on the other side, Eric Decker. You got to start Eric Decker this week. Peyton Manning is not going to have two bad weeks in a row. Eric Decker should be the recipient of some big plays this week. Get him off the bench. Now, let's go to the Eagles and the Giants. Mike Vick is back in the offense that was designed for Mike Vick. Expect the Eagles to play much better this week. Expect Michael Vick to throw at least 2 touchdown passes, as the Giants defense has given up 14 touchdown passes this season. That's about 2 per game. Why not when Mike Vick comes back healthy? He's got all his weapons in place in the offense designed for him. Mike Vick should have a big day. Now let's talk about the 49ers and the Jags. You better get Frank Gore off the bench. Frank Gore is going to have a big day. Yes, the game is in London, so the travel is going to affect both teams. But you know what? Because the 49ers can run the football effectively with Frank Gore, he should have a big day. Colin Kaepernick should have a big day as well, simply because of the fact that Frank Gore should be opening up some better passing lanes for Colin to be able to throw the football downfield to Anquan Bolden. All right, so now let's look at our final game. Let's talk about the Vikings and the Packers. Man, the Vikings are just in disarray. They are a disaster right now. So you know what's going to happen? Here's your sleeper of the week, Eddie Lacy, running back for the Packers. Yes, I'm talking about the Packers running the football. Eddie Lacy is going to have a big day. So if you've got Eddie Lacy, get him off the bench and start him. Hey, this is Coach Brian Young with your inside tips for fantasy sports fans for Week 8 in the NFL. I will see you next week.